Hi, this is Tom Hoskins for Mining Journal. I'm here with Todd Ross, who's the MD and CEO of Nordic Nickel, which is an ASX-listed explorer, which holds a highly prospective district-scale landholding in Finland's central Lapland Greenstone belt. Morning, Todd. How are you?
Morning, Tom. I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Just surviving this nasty cold snap we've got in London at the moment, but otherwise all good. So yeah, I just want to talk about your company. You're pretty young. You only listed back in the summer. Tell us a bit about your position in Finland and what drew you to that part of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, that's right. We're less than a year old. We only listed on the 1st of June on the ASX, having raised 12 million Aussie through the IPO process. Look, we have two key projects in the central Lapland Greenstone Belt. Our flagship project is called the Pulju project, and our second project is called the Meninkiokki 3 project. The flagship project, Pulju, is 100% owned by Nordic Nickel. And that was a project that was previously explored by Finnish state-owned mining exploration company, Outokumpu. And we managed to pick that asset up from another Finnish company called Magnus Minerals about 18 months or so ago. Magnus has been doing some work on the project. They're essentially a project incubator in Finland. And we were looking at partnering with them with another company, which is a Hong Kong-based private equity firm, to look at essentially develop critical minerals projects in Europe. We came across Pulju and met the Magnus team, and the great thing about Finland is there's very excellent records in terms of the previous drill core that was done by Outokumpu. We were able to get in and relog and re-assay that historical drill core that was done by Outokumpu. And rather than what would normally be the process with Starboard Global, the private equity firm, rather than seed capital and looking at doing some early stage exploration prior to listing, we were able to, when we relogged and re-assayed that core, realise that there was already a project there. There had already been a discovery made. It just had been sitting there a little bit unloved in the core libraries for a long time. And so we've then been able to accelerate that project and bring it forward to market, which allowed us to then put together a maiden resource 6 weeks after listing. And that maiden resource is a big resource. It's based on only 5 square kilometres of our total land holding in Pulju, which is 250 square kilometres. And that's a resource of 133 million tonnes at 0.21% nickel for 278,000 tonnes of contained nickel and 12,500 tonnes of contained cobalt.
Okay, so yeah, you've been pretty busy the last 6 months. What would you say are your key priorities moving forward into 2023?
So our key priorities now is getting our exploration program well and truly underway. We've had the benefit of the historical drill data that we'd picked up from Outokumpu previously. It was around 10,000 metres of historical drilling, again on the Hottenvara prospect, which is only the 5 square kilometres of the full 250 square kilometres that we have. But that's allowed us to really undertake our planning for the exploration program that's now kicked off. We have 2 drill rigs now being delivered to site. The first drill rig arrived just over a week ago and is now well and truly underway with drilling. The second rig will arrive next week, and we're planning a 14-month drill program for a total of 22,000 metres. So our priority is really undertaking the testing of these deeper targets at the Hottenvara prospect. Really, what's the Central Lapland Greenstone Belt where we're focused for the Pulju project has historically been known to host large disseminated near-surface nickel ore bodies, nickel, copper, cobalt, and also some PGEs. But then the big game changer in recent years was when Anglo American discovered the Sakatti deposit. And the Sakatti deposit was really detected using downhole electromagnetic surveys. And that's what we've been able to do in the last 6 months since listing, was really get into some of that historical drill, historical drill holes that were done by Outokumpu, do our downhole EM, and then we picked up multiple EM conductors and targets, which will allow us to really hone in on our exploration program for this year.
Okay, thanks for that. And yeah, you've had some pretty significant news out this morning, actually. Maybe you could tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so we've just announced today that we've been selected to participate in the 2023 BHP Explore cohort. The BHP Explore program is essentially an accelerated program put together by BHP to really scour the world, looking for new critical minerals projects that have the scale and potential to become tier one assets in tier one jurisdictions. We've been through quite a rigorous selection process with BHP, and we've been now selected, and was announced this morning that one of 7 companies that's been selected to participate in the Explore program. What that means for Nordic Nickel, first of all, it's outstanding. It's outstanding validation of the fact that we have a very large district scale potential project. As I said, the prospectivity of the area is huge, but BHP have also seen that now. And really, we get a $500,000 grant from BHP, but also mentorship through this Explore program for the next 6 months.
So yeah, that BHP prize, if you like, is really going to support you in the short to medium term. But I want to focus a little bit further down the line. What are your plans for these projects in the longer term? Are you keen to progress them yourselves or find a buyer? Talk to us about your strategy there.
Look, we believe we're going to be in this district for a long time to come. We're just getting started. We are starting our exploration program on the Hottenvara prospect. We think that the possibility of expanding the near surface resource, but then also potentially finding massive sulfides at depth, similar to the Sakatti style deposits discovered by Anglo American, is going to mean that we've got a long future here. Our priority is to drill out the Hottenvara prospects, but then to continue to move up the belt. So the historical drilling that we picked up from Outokumpu was 10,000 meters just on this main license area at Hottenvara. There's another 5,000 meters of historical drilling that was done up the belt to the northeast and to the northwest of the Pulju project. And from the initial met test work and assays, results of logging and assays of that drill core, we can see the mineralisation continues up the trends, and we believe once we've made the discovery at Hottenvara, we'll be continuing to move up to the northeast and then to the northwest. So our focus is really on developing a large district scale tier one nickel sulfide assets in Finland that can deliver into the market in Europe.
Okay, Todd. Well, thanks very much indeed for that overview of Nordic Nickel. That's all we have time for today, but I'd just like to thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for your time.
No problem at all. And that is all we have time for today. So that concludes this video for Mining Journal. Goodbye.
Great. Thanks.